Meanwhile, yes, shout out to Lord Logan in the chat, exclamation mark Maturino in the chat. If you want to support this tournament, you don't even have to put in a code, just click the claim code button and you can add 50 cents for free to the prize pool at no cost of your own. Meanwhile, we are diving into this series and spawning in the bottom left hand corner of 2000 atmospheres LE, we have the Canadian Protoss. He is red, representing Alpha X. It is TriGGeR. And spawning in the top right hand corner of 2000 atmospheres LE, we just casted him earlier. He did just win AZVP, but now he's up against a pro player. It's the Chilean Zerg, once again going for a pool first opening. It is chorocarlo. Representing Team Infernales Esports. He wants to avoid the block. I love it. Probe will come in, but a little bit too late as chorocarlo does take his expansion. Isn't forced to take the unnatural natural. Of course, the probe will scout that it is a pull first, and TriGGeR should be on top of this. The wall should be a wall, and unlike the previous series on Jagannatha, these initial lings should not deal anywhere near as much damage. Hold on, I gotta get my Funadas in. Got a Funada smile. There we go. Ay. So yeah, I mean, Infernales Esports is a very interesting team. It's a very new team. I think they were formed a month ago, maybe even less than a month ago now. Infernales, and I'm not too sure when it comes to the management of the team, but they are still very new, and they picked up a lot of heavy hitters. They picked up Eggs, they picked up Paco Mike. Those are probably the two biggest ones. When it comes to North America, they picked up Pure Legacy as well. Which is surprising to me. Pure Legacy, he has a weird connection with the Latin American scene. Like, he was on New Angels for a long time as well. So yeah, it's interesting that Pure Legacy was picked up, especially because, you know, he's kind of a controversial player, but still a very active player. So keep an eye out for Infernales. Pretty good. Not as good as the Ducklings, but still pretty good. Meanwhile, those lings do go across the map, but thankfully TriGGeR, he walled off, he chronoed out his zealots. Unlike Method, TriGGeR was well prepared for this. And the lings go back home. Go all the way back home. You know, Probe does give up his life, but things are looking pretty similar to the previous game, where chorocarlo, he delayed his third base, stayed on two bases a little bit longer. There we go, the third is finally on the way here, but he took his time, waited till 36 supply even, my god. Much later than we would expect. And now in comes TriGGeR with the scout. His goal here is to keep an eye on the drone count. If it was looking a little bit lower, he would know of the aggression and maybe potentially an all-in. Could even get a couple of drone kills. Oh my god. Ugh, gets one. Gets two. Three? Oh, he gets three! Wait, I was just joking. Oh god. 3 drone kills and a scout for the adepts. Not bad at all. That's DreamHack of the Americas. In a way, getcha. In a way. What a tyrant, Jim, right? Funada Jimena in the chat. Jim's been playing a lot of Minecraft. Less StarCraft nowadays. Shaking my head, Jimbo. Shaking my head. And once again, the Roach Warren is thrown down. So, I mean, this is pretty standard play from chorocarlo. We'll see if he also goes for a Spire this game. Obviously, he still needs to work on a lair and get his gases. But so far, chorocarlo has been approaching this series just like the last series, just like against Method. Oh my god, meanwhile the Oracle comes in and I just realized that there was no Spore here, so drones are falling left and right. 7 drones go down for one Oracle and the Oracle survives. Oh my god, and TriGGeR is a very different kind of Protoss player. I wasn't paying attention to his opener at all. He did go for a Stargate opener, not just a Stargate, because after that Oracle, he's going into Void Rays and committing. +1 flyer attacks is on the way. Second Stargate is on the way. TriGGeR is making it happen. In a way, he's sky tossing it up. It's disgusting. It's absolutely disgusting. And I really worry for chorocarlo. Like, what has he seen? I think he did see one of the Void Rays. He doesn't know about the commitment to Void Rays, though. And if he goes to the same style he did earlier, like, it's not gonna work. We'll see, we'll see. This time an Evo Chamber is thrown down instead, which is an interesting choice. Lair is finished, but he hasn't utilized the Lair for anything yet. Like, where is Roach Speed? Where is a Spire or a Hydroden, right? Where's the 4th base? chorocarlo should be working on that, and there it is. 4th is on the way. But speaking of 4th bases, these Void Rays are looking to snipe it. Oh boy, in comes TriGGeR, and no! The spores aren't in the best position either. Like, if I were TriGGeR, mate, pick what you want. Oh my god. Void Rays come in, they're gonna get a couple of Overlords, 2 Overlords, 3 Overlords go down. Oh. 3 Overlords go down. We have 5 in production. chorocarlo pulling a bit of a laser here because of the massive supply block. Well, I was about to say that because of the spore positioning and the lack of creep spread connecting the bases, chorocarlo could have even gone for the main base, honestly. But he could just go for the game because I meant to say TriGGeR. I apologize. My brain is all over the place. But TriGGeR can do whatever he wants. In doing this, he also checked that the 4th base was here. If it was, it would have been cancelled. TriGGeR hasn't checked the top left yet. He is about to with the Oracle, and then I'm sure he's going to reroute his Void Rays over. And meanwhile, TriGGeR, he's got his own 4th base up and running, much faster compared to chorocarlo, and this is what I was worried about. chorocarlo's, like, expansions have been so late. His 3rd was late, his 4th is late. He cancels! Was that I don't think that was intentional. I think he thought the Void Rays were about to show up. Oh no, the Queens, please. The base was about to finish. You can't I guess he's committed to a 3-way soul in, question mark. But he doesn't have an army. He takes another 4th base. He's got a bunch of banelings for run-bys, but like, we'll see what they can accomplish. Oh, they don't have baneling speed! No! chorocarlo, please! The banelings are waddling in, and we do have a reaction from TriGGeR. Some probes will go down, but not enough. Meanwhile, we have more banelings waddling into the natural base. Can they break through? They will bust through the Zealot. Up, 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 up. There we go. Oh, and they depower a lot of buildings, but again, not a lot of probes went down. 9 in total. 9 probes for more than 7 banelings. It doesn't show you once they explode, but like an insane, like 16 plus banelings just went down. Oh my god. Now baneling speed is finished up. Now these ones could get into the mineral line, but again, TriGGeR responds. He pulls the boys. The banelings don't get anywhere near the probes. And just like that, TriGGeR, he's deflected attack after attack. He's already up on 4 bases, fully saturated. Carriers are on the way because we had a fleet beacon. I was going to mention this earlier, but then the baneling run-bys happened. We, of course, have a robotics base, so we have disruptors to help support the Colossus, to help support the Skytoss in the air. And chorocarlo keeps, this is so expensive. This is so, like, typically baneling run-bys, like, they can pay for themselves, but, like, he just keeps going for them and he's not getting enough value. Like, so much gas is being sunk into these run-bys. Speaking of, here we go again. Okay, oh my god, a couple of probes will go down. 5 in the end. Another 5 go down at the 3rd base, and in the natural, a shield battery, I think that was, or a cannon. Not the best connections, and now this is going to force a response. TriGGeR is going across the map, and what is the army looking like? Roaches don't shoot up. Queens do shoot up, but ideally you have more than that. You have Hydras, or Corruptors, or Hydras, or Corruptors. Something, right? Corruptors are on the way, but 6? Oh boy. Give your hopes and prayers to chorocarlo because he's gonna need it. In comes TriGGeR towards the 4th base. Disruptor shots are going off. Zealots are coming in, and there's not enough anti-air. Where are those corruptors that we were talking about? Finally, they are trickling out one by one, but that is not going to be enough. The Void Rays, the carriers, the Protoss is too much, and GG gets called. TriGGeR takes the first game. GG. Well played, TriGGeR. Well played. As we would expect, he is a pro player. You know, he's the best Protoss in Canada, right? chorocarlo has a bit of a mountain ahead of him, but he put up a good fight, and maybe he can turn things around in game number 2. Infernales Esports, there we go. Drink water, boys. Thank you so much, Maximo, in the chat. Don't forget to hydrate your hydras. Don't forget to drink plenty of water. Posture check, all that good stuff. Oh. As we are getting ready for our next game. There we go. It looks like it's going to be on Oxide. Ooh. Interesting. The map itself isn't interesting, but the choice is, like... I guess the vetoes were a little bit more standard. Just letting them know that I am ready and we are diving in. Oh boy. Meanwhile, shout out to TriGGeR. He actually just joined our Discord server. If you yourself in the chat want to join our Discord server as well, !D in the chat, !Discord in the chat, and you will get a link to it. And there you can interact with all of the CranKy Ducklings. A bunch of pro players are there as well. A bunch of our community members like ARJ Skater, Finantok, Lord Loken, Maximo. We're all in the chat. We're all in Discord, and yeah, you can chill out there. Good vibes, good vibes. And speaking of good vibes, in the bottom left-hand corner of Oxide LE, we have the Canadian Protoss player. He is red, representing Alpha X. It is TriGGeR. And spawning in the top right-hand corner of Oxide, we have the Chilean Zerg, representing he's been doing this the entire day. Representing Infernales Esports, going for the pool first opening. It is chorocarlo. El Cholo, if you will. Carlito. Alright, here we go. So, same opener, and just like last time, TriGGeR will go for a probe scout. He will see how late the hatchery is. He will see how early the spawning pool is, and he's like, pool first. Beautiful. Because of that, he will be able to prepare at home, set up a wall, gateways, zealots. He should be perfectly fine. And we'll see if chorocarlo mixes things up here. Is he still going to commit to 4 lings? So far, only 2, which I do like. 2 are enough to deal with this probe and deal with a pylon as well if you want to take another 3rd base and deny scouting. If he commits to more than that, well, it's like, last time it didn't do anything. It shouldn't do anything this time. There we go. The lings do come out, will chase away this probe, and they force out a zealot. There we go. So I do like this a lot from chorocarlo. It's showing that he is adapting to his opponent. He is growing as a player as the series progresses. He isn't just mindlessly doing the same thing over and over and over again, hoping that it will work. So massive respect there. Oh my god. TriGGeR, please. So that Zealot was not on hold position. So things were looking a little bit dicey there for a moment, but in the end, chorocarlo, he didn't sneak in. He just tested the waters a little bit. What's important is I quickly check Cholo's vision even. He did scout the Stargate, so he does know what the opener is, and hopefully this time he has spores. It happened a lifetime ago. But in game number 1, if you remember, it was a Stargate opening, the Oracle came in, there were no spores, and the Oracle got 7 drone kills and got away. It was crazy. It was insane. It was something that should never have happened, especially because his opponent, the Zerg player, knew what the opener was. So hopefully this time, Carlito isn't too greedy, right? Like he sees what's happening. There should be anti-air. What I will say is that this time there isn't an Oracle, it's a Void Ray instead, so his mineral lines will be a lot safer. But regardless, like, you know, yeah, you want some sports. Especially if TriGGeR does go for SkyToss again. But we'll see. First Void Ray comes out, we'll push away this Overlord, and there are the spores. Again, Carlito, he's growing as a player before our eyes. You know, he's adapting. He's doing it. Is it gonna be enough to win? Well, let's not get ahead of ourselves. You know, let's calm down a little bit. We'll get there when we get there. As the Oracle is on the way, it's gonna be coming across the map. There is a spore in the main base, so the Oracle shouldn't find any damage here. But I do worry about the natural, and I worry about the third as well. Like, there's still potential for damages. The Void Ray just somehow waltzes in and gets some drone kills. Oh my god, 2, 3. Oh. No. Unfortunately, the Queen's out of position. There it is. Finally, Creep will be connecting the bases. But that Void Ray getting 2 drone kills for free like that was insane. Now in comes the Oracle, and this is what I was worried about. There's no spores here. Okay, there is a spore now at the natural. Oh my god, but the transferring workers go down as well. 2 additional drones that didn't need to go down do. And just like last time, TriGGeR is transitioning into SkyToss. Oh boy. In comes +1 air attack, second Void Ray, second Stargate. SkyToss, it's beautiful. I'm sure some people think out there. As the Void Ray count is getting higher, and I'm really concerned because last time we didn't have TriGGeR really respect the Void Rays as much as he should have, I felt. Typically when you see mass Void Ray like this, you reposition your spores to deal with them. You move your spores closer to the edge, and you make sure you have creep spread and you have links out of the map to know where your queens need to be. I really do worry for chorocarlo's defense here. But we will see. We will see as the Void Rays are now moving out. There's 3 on the map. About to be 4. Oh boy. There are a lot of queens, so if chorocarlo can respond in time, he should be okay. He's got plenty of energy for transfuse. He has to be careful though. This one queen is ambitious. Oh god. Okay. The rest of them do back him up. It's all good. Ooh, and personally I love this. This time chorocarlo is not going for Spire. This time he is going for a Hydralisk Den. Hydras, I love it. On top of that, he's also got +1 range attack. So with this, he can go for like a Queen Hydra timing, right? As long as he has the creep spread for it, everything can be sent across the map. I say timing because this doesn't really scale amazingly. Once AoE, once charge lots and storm and archons come in, Hydras really do lose their effectiveness. So yeah, chorocarlo is gonna be careful. Gonna be very careful indeed, as oh my god, 7 gateways get thrown down. That's gonna be a massive transition into this ground-based army. Thankfully, chorocarlo is working on Baneling speed, so he will have Banelings to support his Hydras, but what he really needs are Lurkers. Lurkers would be amazing here as the backbone to his army to help defend against the Chargelots, against the Archons. But he doesn't have that right now. He's kind of focused on Lingbane Hydra. Meanwhile, the Void Rays were left idle, and one Void Ray will get picked off. Nicely done there by chorocarlo. TriGGeR being slipping up a little bit here. Just kind of maybe even not respecting his opponent, just leaving Void Rays in the middle of the map. One of them gets picked off. Nice start here. Nice start. Is it going to be enough though? TriGGeR is taking a 4th base. Meanwhile, chorocarlo is getting his 4th up and running. A better timing here for chorocarlo compared to last game, but it could have been a little bit faster. Meanwhile, in comes TriGGeR with the rest of his army. Unfortunately, chorocarlo is completely out of position right now. A lot of his Hydras and Banelings are just, oh my god, and they're being rallied across the map and they're being caught. Oh my god. 11 Hydras just went down for free. 11 Hydras just went down for free, and now in comes the army. The rest of the Hydras are still across the map. In comes the Queens. There's nothing to protect them. The Lingbane is not where it needs to be. Down goes every single Queen. The Banelings go for a run by... Cool, I guess. 10 probes go down. But what can stop the Protoss? Oh my god, the Hydras turn around, but it is too late. Ay, ay, ay. chorocarlo was just not where he needed to be. He moved out at the wrong moment, and that's it. The Hydra Den is gonna go down. Groove Spines will finish just in time, but it is too late anyway. GG gets called, and TriGGeR takes the series 2-0. Oh god. The timing to move out, like 11 Hydras, just oh god, the Hydras, the Lingbane, everything was just going wrong there. Feels bad, man. My Zerg heart bleeds. It bleeds. Hold on. Look away, Zergling. Just don't look. Avert your eyes.